Great, thank you. Hello, you're watching Starlight Family Adventures, and today we are at London MCM Comic Con, October 2024. I usually got one of the kids with me, but today Dottie had a Halloween party and there was a bit of a mix-up with my dates on the school holidays, so I am childless, and instead Mr. Geek Garage himself, Paul, told me he was already going, so offered me a lift, which was nice, and he's here with his son James. So what I'm going to do in this video, I thought it'd be good to show you sort of what's available for families to do at these types of events, what type of interactive things they have going on, rather than going like a lot of the YouTube videos have just straight POV, an hour walking around all the stalls. So we're not going to do that today. I'm just going to highlight to you what families can do here, what sort of things you have to look out for, and then ask the question, is this a family event still, or is it more of a geek sale? Is it just an opportunity for people to sell their wares to the geek community? So let's find out. Let's head to the treehouse, which is the family zone of the Comic Con. There's lots of crafty things to do there, not just colouring in. There's make a Halloween lantern. Dottie and I have painted mugs and things in the past. But if you do have young children with you, I recommend you head here first. As you can expect, it gets very busy and kids tend to move things around a lot. So it's better to go here when it's all neat and tidy and things are in their proper place. There's beanbags and things, as you saw there, to relax and chill out in. And yeah, I mean, it's just great to get hands on and actually do something instead of just looking around all the things that are going on as well. And there's this family gaming zone as well, so separate than all the new flashy video games. This one's more relaxed. Got the Switches in there, see some PlayStation 5s, but taking things a bit slower. And there's this reset room as well for anyone if you need to get away from all the noise of the con. There's lots of other activities they have going on nearby. So you saw like drawing along with the Beano comics and other crafty things like, oh, there we go, haunted house tea light holders. I didn't see them. That would have been fun. But I just wanted to highlight that there is a lot of things that the kids can get hands-on with. So maybe if you're two parents and you're both a bit geeky, you want to go to something when one of them can entertain the kids on an activity and take turns, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's a good idea here at the con. You can see lots of people on those tables doing one of those activities. So they do have celebrity guests which you could pay and get your photo done with them. A lot on the day that I went at least were video game voice actors, or they did have the guy that done Futurama and Ren and Stimpy. That's Hodor there from Game of Thrones. Some of the old Power Rangers. Only people sort of my age and older would remember these guys, but pretty cool all the same. So yeah, just bear in mind that this is an additional cost, and you probably won't, if you're my age, know who they are, as there's a lot of emphasis now on voice actors. Not a bad thing, but yeah, voice acting, video games, that type of thing. I do love seeing lots of cosplay here at Comic Con, and this is something that is increasing every time I go. People fully embracing their favourite characters from movie, video games, TV, anything political, you name it, there's someone here cosplaying it. Yeah, this is getting more and more popular. There's lots of stalls here that cater to cosplay outfits, wigs, as you can see here, and there's even panels so you can get advice from some of the top cosplayers on social media or making outfits. As you can see here, look, there's lots of areas available to get support for cosplayers. Cosplay Hospital, just realised that was cool. It's fantastic. So yeah, this is definitely a highlight. And again, family-wise, great photo ops here for the kids with Sonic, Lego characters, or obscure anime that they may be into as well. So one of the highlights, again, has to be cosplay when it comes to Comic-Con. Lots of food and drink options inside the convention itself. superior to the food offerings at the Excel Centre. As someone that often visits the Excel Centre for work and play, I do recommend you use these vans over what the centre itself offers. This time we went with Duck Shed, burgers and wraps, which are very nice. There are vegetarian and vegan options dotted around as well, so you can't go wrong or hungry. That's the hot dog van. That was at the football game I went to the other week as well. A little fact for you. Oh, here's the food itself. So yeah, very nice. We enjoyed this. Can't go wrong. And if you want snacks, like those Japanese snacks or fudge and that type of things, they are also dotted around all the stalls that you will go around while you're at the convention as well. So you won't go hungry. So this segment may be a bit of a weird one, okay, but hear me out. There used to be a lot of big interactive promotional things at Comic Con, okay? So as you can see here, Turtle Van, this is cool, right? But there used to be lots of this stuff. There used to be big Tyrannosaurus Rex, big Jurassic Park cars for photo ops, like big Star Wars backdrops. There was a little thing like that here, but nothing on the scale it used to be. So that's something I feel like missing now and been replaced with more stall space, because that's where the money sort of making is. But I mean, you're not going to take the kids to £15 axe throwing. There's laws about that as well. So going back to sort of the family vibe and what's sort of missing more so these days, which sort of takes that away, is the big interactive promotional, be it movies and that type of thing, putting on VR headsets I've done in the past to see something related to a movie. But there is still like these machines, like the Japanese Gachapon machines as well. You have to pay for these, but that, you know, these are cool, but nothing like they've had in the past with the promotional things. And again, I mean, might not be on the con. Could be that production companies, film companies aren't spending the money on promoting them in the same way. They did have like Marvel items there, the new Captain America, but it was just like a big waxwork. You can stand there and get your photo taken. This was cool. This little sort of spooky video game area. There's a guy who dresses up like Keanu Reeves and was live streaming around the place all day. See him there getting a selfie with someone. But yeah, this was kind of cool. But this is what I'm getting at. There was a lot more of that. There's always lightsaber training if you have young Star Wars fans, so this is cool for a younger family thing to do. And lots of video games. Now the thing about the video game things, it is cool for like a timeout, especially if it's like retro games. These are all included within your tickets. You're not having to pay for any of these as well, which is also nice. But you know, would this be a reason to go to film convention? They do split this into EGX now, so if in the past the EGX convention has been a separate video game convention, but this, to me, this doesn't look any different, and this convention usually has video games there. I think there's a wider variety of retro games, I could say, but nothing on the scale of like promoting new video games that they've had in the past. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't spend any time on these because I've played all these games, but you know, maybe if you had like teenagers, they could go off and discover some retro arcade games. That'd be cool. Over there they have this was actually cool, the Just Dance, the new Just Dance game, showing all the new hits, and they had the guys from Just Dance themselves performing and showing the kids sort of all the new moves and that type of thing. So yeah, that was quite fun to see.
Pretty much like an all-round everything, yeah. But the mouth movements are very accurate on this one, you know, when it's all the same dialogue.
So there are a ton of stalls at Comic Con, as I'm sure you're already aware. I'm just going to show you the brand items, like here, the Disney Doorables. The younger kids are going to love that. The stalls themselves, as there are so many, you're going to spend most of your time walking around them, and that does take a few hours. So that's what you've got to weigh up. Can you distract the kids long enough and give them enough breaks doing those activities that they're then going to want to walk around some more stalls, or is it a case of you're not going to bother with the stalls at all? And then in that case, is there enough for them to do there? Are you going to have a good enough time if you haven't walked around and seen everything on offer? For me, after going this time and seeing that the family stuff was smaller and there was a lot of colouring in, a lot of retro games, and not the immersive type things that they've had in the past, I don't think I'm going to take Dottie with me until she's a bit older and actually wants to, artist alleyway, like she has an interest in here and wants to get a print and that type of thing. I think with older children, I think are going to appreciate it more for the con in its current state. So for now, I mean, Paul got a lot of great items, and so did James here as well. We had a great time. But for my feelings now is that Comic Con is for older children and adults alike.